Welcome to Geek Talk, and you're watching the top gaming news of the last few days. NeoWiz Publishing and the Round 8 development team have presented a new gameplay trailer for their upcoming fantasy action role-playing game, Lies of P, which is based on the story of Pinocchio. The latest gameplay video for Lies of P is not much different from previous materials. The main hero solves simple puzzles, explores the locations of the city of Krat, attacks foolish enemies, and tries to flank more clever opponents. At one point in the trailer, the mechanical puppet, Pinocchio, confronts his maker, Geppetto, although the circumstances of the encounter will likely remain a mystery until the game's release. Lies of P is scheduled to launch in 2023 for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and will be available on Game Pass. The developers have promised to deliver a 30-hour story campaign, over 30 different weapon combinations and boss types, a unique lying system, and many other features. Interestingly, AMD used this game to promote their top-of-the-line Radeon RX 7900 XTX graphics card, with a trailer released in 8K resolution as part of their collaboration. Lies of P does not look like a very successful choice for marketing. The game does not demonstrate any technological advancements. However, the trailer has gathered more than 1 million views. In recent years, the gaming industry has conditioned us to consider delaying releases by several months as a normal occurrence. However, situations where release date is not postponed but instead moved forward are as rare as rain on a Thursday. When such instances do occur, they are worth noting. It has been revealed that the long-anticipated zombie action game, Dead Island 2, will now be released on April 21st, a week earlier than its originally scheduled date of April 28. The developers have also announced that the project has already gone to print, confirming that the release date is no longer subject to change. While it may seem like a mockery given that it has been almost 9 years since the initial announcement of Dead Island 2, it is important to understand that the game's development was restarted in 2018. As such, the project that was announced in 2014 no longer exists and can be forgotten. The developers at Warhus Studio, who created Kingdom Come: Deliverance, a medieval RPG, have made us realize how fast time flies. It feels like the release of the game was only yesterday, and now they are celebrating its 5th anniversary. Over the years, the game has not only received numerous updates and various content but has also sold over 5 million copies. To mark this mini-anniversary, the creators have released an accompanying video and added 2 new voiceovers to Kingdom Come Czech and Japanese. It's easy to see why they chose these languages. Czech is the developer's native language, and Japanese is the language of a region where gaming is immensely popular. A much more intriguing question is why these localizations only came out now, considering that everyone who wanted to play Kingdom Come: Deliverance has already finished it long ago, and not just once. The developers of Star Wars Jedi Survivor are known to be creating the game for current generation consoles and PC, specifically for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. The previous generation platforms, which are PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, were left out by the developers. For many who have not updated their gaming devices for some inexplicable reason other than financial, this circumstance became not only unexpected but also unpleasant. The game director of the project, Stig Asmussen, attempted to explain the reason for making such a decision. According to the game director, Star Wars Jedi Survivor incorporated graphics technologies, including ray tracing, for which elements of the environment in the game were created. Therefore, in order not to compromise the quality, the decision was made to release the new game only for the current generation consoles and PC, without last gen that is physically incapable of reproducing the game in this form. We will find out how justified this decision was after April 28. The creators of Skyrim Together, a multiplayer mod for the Elder Scrolls V, are now working on a similar project for Hogwarts Legacy called Hogwarts. The multiplayer mode is already partially functional, with the first gameplay video having been released. Currently, in the mod, two players can run around Hogwarts together. In an interview with PC Gamer, the developers stated that they plan to focus on cooperative and role-playing gameplay, and hope to create a multiplayer mode that supports up to 8 players in a session. They do not plan to add new multiplayer content. However, the current version of the mod may not work very well and lacks support for some mechanics. A more complete multiplayer mode is expected to be available by the end of February, with a fully functional mod to be released in a few months. After the release, Yamashita and his colleagues plan to open the source code of the modification. According to insider Tom Henderson, Ubisoft is not currently working on a full-fledged third installment of The Division. His sources suggest that a hypothetical The Division 3 is neither being developed nor planned by the company. Henderson does not provide an explanation for Ubisoft's decision to not fully continue the series. Despite sales numbering in the tens of millions of copies for the first and second installments, Ubisoft is expected to only continue supporting The Division 2 for the foreseeable future. However, Ubisoft is still developing The Division Heartland, a free-to-play spin-off with a PvP mode and separate PvP mode. In this new location, which has no connection to the New York and Washington settings of the previous games, players must survive without a set release date yet. The old-school action game Wanted Dead has received a mediocre reception. Its average rating on Metacritic is only 58 out of 100. Reviewers praise the combat system with its flashy finishing moves and combos, occasional brutality, and old-school charm, but criticize the repetitive gameplay, outdated elements, AI, camera work, voice acting, difficulty spikes, and technical issues. Overall, critics agree that Wanted Dead could have been a more successful game and is unlikely to appeal to most modern gamers in its current form, except for a very specific niche audience. Even Steam users are not thrilled with the game. Based on nearly 100 reviews, Wanted Dead has a rating of 51% on the Valve platform. CD Projekt Red Studio has released a hotfix for the PC version of The Witcher 3 Remaster, aiming to improve its performance. The hotfix was announced at the beginning of the week and addresses several optimization issues. However, the developers did not provide a full list of changes or the extent to which it would improve performance. Notably, the hotfix does not change the version number of the remaster, which is still 4.01. The most significant complaints about the PC version of the remaster include high processor load and low frame rates when ray tracing is disabled, which worsened after the previous patch. Although the hotfix was released, the list of issues that CD Projekt Red is working on remains the same. According to the official forum, the studio is still attempting to improve performance in DirectX 12 mode and reduce CPU load. Happy with your likes and new subscriptions. And that's all for now. Play good games and see you at Geek Talk.